Okay, so here is a update for the Hulk Hogan versus Gawker trial. It's been about a week actually, and things are getting interesting. The big thing though that I wanted to talk about was basically the bombshell that kind of hit when a former editor from Gawker was testifying. Basically, I'm going to read a little snippet from the New York Times. I'm going to include the description, the link to these articles so you can read them for yourself. But here's a little snippet of what it was. The former editor, Albert J. Delario, a defendant in an invasion of privacy lawsuit brought by the retired wrestler Hulk Hogan, was asked by the plaintiff's lawyer where he drew the line when it came to posting videos of people having sex. Can you imagine a situation where a celebrity sex tape would not be newsworthy? Asked the lawyer. If they were a child, Mr. Delario replied. Under what age? The lawyer pressed. And you know what the response was? 4! 4 years old! So basically, that guy's cutoff date was 4. But you know what? If you're 5 or older, you're good to go. Nice to see that at least they have their limits, I guess, when it comes to child pornography. You know, anything under 4 years old, I guess, is a no-go. But you know, 5 or more, it's deemed newsworthy. Nice. That is absolutely fucking disgusting. Okay. So yes, Gawker later in a statement that Mr. Delario is being flippant. But here's the thing. I mean, yes, this guy no longer works there. But, I mean, if one of their editors had this mindset, what's to say that the other ones don't? But yeah, I found it really interesting that, you know, that guy threw a cutoff date of 4, you know. Not any other age of consent age, you know, 17, 16, 18, you know. Obviously, you know, can go younger than that, I suppose. I guess good thing fucking Jared from Subway didn't have any sex tapes lying around, right? Good God. But there's obviously more. For some odd reason, Hulk Hogan's ex-wife hit the news, basically saying she says that he deserves nothing from Gawker. His attitude is that it is everyone else's fault and I don't think he's really sorry. And she says that, you know, she won't forgive him until he gives a heartfelt apology to her, their daughter, and their son. Now, let's take a step back here. Linda has not been relevant in about a decade. Let's be honest here. After the divorce happened, that's pretty much it. And then you heard something about her hooking up with, I guess, a kid that was about her son's age, you know, and was with this kid for a while. But I think Hulk Hogan did that too. But anyway, it's like, you know, you take the moment, you know, when things are getting really heated, you know, to try to, put yourself back into relevancy. No one cares about Linda Hogan. No one doesn't care at all about her. She's nothing anymore. Not to mention, I mean, yeah, Hulk Hogan's a liar, obviously, but I don't really see any truth in what she says either. So, who are you supposed to believe? For all we know, they both could be telling the truth, but I highly doubt that. But yeah, and she's like, you know, I didn't find out about him having the sex tape until it became national news. It's hard to believe I was married to this man, that I had children with, that I lived with, that I looked at and talked to and trusted as my husband, and he's doing this kind of stuff behind my back. Well, it's pretty much been accepted that a lot of this happened pretty much after. But way to go and be the victim, Linda. But there's still a little bit more we can talk about. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but this was just too good to pass up. Too good to pass up. Basically, this is from the Esquire website, and it is an open letter to Hulk Hogan and Gawker from the Iron Sheik. And I'm going to try to read this as best I can in my Iron Sheik voice. Because I think it has to be done this way. And this letter, if you want to read this, it's in all caps, double spaced, and huge. Anyway, let us try this out. Dear Hulk Hogan, everybody know you the America, you the legend. You always try to eat the vitamin and say the prayer. You always put the fans first. Everybody knows forever that I am the legend, and without the Iron Sheik there is no Hulkamania. I sell out Madison Square Garden, and I did the honors for you and Mr. Kennedy McMahon when I could have broke your leg instead of you paid the way for WrestleMania and New Generation. But one day you tell me, I owe you one, Sheiky baby. I never see that day. I never see the payback. It's okay because I make it to the Hall of Fame. I pay for my due. This way forever. I am the legend. Hulk Hogan, you sometimes, you, the half and half howdy doody looking jabroni guitar player still, you are one of the boys. Today, the new generation don't know how you get the respect in life. It comes to go, nobody give a fuck about history. Only care what happens this second. That way I lose a lot of respect for the people that get cheap heat. Cheap heat is the heat you get from easy way. You make somebody look bad. That is the cheap heat. That is why I have problem with the gawker. The gawker, you dumb, no good son of a bitch. You get the cheap heat. You don't respect the privacy. You have no class. You try to bury the people from the cheap heat. You are not the real. You are the jabroni of the earth. Not even the $100 million save you from make the world a bad place. You see what happens when you take the privacy away. I can't wait. I see Mr. Gawker. I suplex you. I put you in the camel clutch, break his back, and make him humble. I am the legend. I will see all when you watch my movie. Everybody put me over big time because I am no jabroni. Hashtag Sheik movie. Anyway, I don't know if this is true. If it is, if he wrote this, that's hilarious. I mean, how can you hate the Iron Sheik? I mean, he's insane. He's insane, but this is pure gold, and I suggest everyone read this. Even though I read it for you, it's you read it and read it to yourself in your own Iron Sheik voice, because it will make you feel good. Now, one more piece of news that I really should not ignore. This is on the CNN website. Story says Hulk Hogan can compare his case to Erin Andrews, and that's a ruling by the judge. Now, it's kind of weird because the cases are almost identically similar, where Erin Andrews was, I believe she's a Fox News reporter, and she was covertly filmed in a hotel peephole by a stalker, and she was filmed nude, and one of the videos was posted online, so everyone saw it. Anyway, they're saying that they can't use any of that defense to cite. They can't cite her case to use for their own, even though that was kind of a big thing. The fact that it's almost identical. I mean, they're both filmed without their knowledge, without their consent. You know, both naked, both being exposed. Yet it's like one's okay, and one's not okay. you know, I mean, yes, we could go the, what, is it because she's a woman and he's not? Is it because, you know, she didn't really say anything and he had a racial tirade? I mean, and what is it? Is it because she's younger and he's older? But, yeah, they say that they can't use that defense. I'd say, you know, I mean, yeah, that kind of sucks because that was a big thing. That's, like I said, it's too similar just to ignore completely, in my opinion. Um, but I think if they're going to cite anything that shows how hypocritical Gawker is and how privacy, their whole right to freedom of press and all that stuff isn't completely what they believe in, just talk about the whole thing with Zoe Quinn and how Kotaku, which is owned by Gawker, tried to cover all that up because it wasn't newsworthy. So, you know, I really hope that they really look into that and that gets brought up too, because it shows that there's a double standard. And, you know, for them to claim, you know, everything is newsworthy and all that stuff, and that they have this double standard of, well, you know, this one instance is okay, but this other instance isn't. You know, that really needs to be looked at and shows, you know, hey, they obviously don't agree with what they're actually saying, because there are some things that even they won't want to talk about. You know, if it was one of their own. You know, the founder of Gawker, if he was caught in a sex scandal, you think Gawker would post that shit? Hell no. It's because that'll ruin his reputation. I mean, what little it is. I mean, everyone knows that Gawker is a bunch of shitheads anyway. But I mean, that would just show, you know, really what kind of scumbag he was. You know, and the rest of the media would eat it all up, and he would probably be in the same boat, trying to sue them back. So, really, you know, a whole week went by for this trial. And I'm curious on what's going to go on next. But yeah, I just found it weird, you know, Hulk Hogan, you know, his wife spoke up. His, you know, the Iron Sheik had things to say, and basically he just cut a wrestling promo pretty much. He, you know, did a shoot. And I think there was something about Bubba the Love Sponge refusing to testify or something. I don't know. But yeah, all the stuff I talked about, I'll post in the description. Links for you to look at all this up. And like I said, this is something we need to, you know, keep fresh in our minds for pretty much for the next month, because that's, I guess, what it looked like it's gonna go till. You know, they say it's supposed to be like a 3-week trial-ish, so there should be like 2 more weeks of this. So we'll see what happens. But I'm really hoping that, like I said, that Gawker is going to go down for this, because it's ridiculous. You know, I wish that this was like a tag team. You know, that Gawker and TMZ both did this, because I don't like TMZ either. You know, the thing is, you know, yeah, celebrities are newsworthy. You know, everything they do, you know, they're looked through a microscope, and any little instance that they show a hint of weakness, everyone has to expose it. You know, oh, this actress, she gained weight. Oh, this actress, she's in an unflattering outfit. Or, you know, this actor went to a bar and he got drunk and he got into a fight with someone, you know. And then they take it even farther. They're rifling through their garbage for shit. They're following these people at every location. You know, don't celebrities also have a right to privacy? Is that too much to ask for? Is it because they became famous and people watched them on the silver screen? Or, you know, on their 50-inch flat screen TV, that now we have to know every little aspect of their lives? You know, do we have to know when they're going to take a shit? Or in the time they're going to bathe or have sex with people? I mean, is this shit that we need to know? We like to talk, you know, we like to talk about these people and watch their work because we find them entertaining. We don't need to know when they're at their weakest point in life. We don't need to scrutinize them for every little thing that they do. You know, I know some people love the tabloids. They love the gossip. But I mean, it's it's awful. You know? I mean, ask yourself, if you ever became famous, would you want this same treatment to be done to you, or do you think that you would deserve to have a private life outside of what you do? You know, everyone has, you know, in a sense, you could say there's the public side of you and then there's the private side of you. Public side is a side that everyone knows about, the what you show people, you know, in the public. You know, if you're an actor, what you look, you know, what you do in the movies, what you do in interviews and whatnot. And then there's the private side that, you know, that's, you know, your family knows, you know, your lover, you know, maybe some of your best friends. You know, that's it. And that's not something that the public really needs to know about. You know, and I'm sure there are people that disagree. But, like I said, personally, you know, if I ever become famous, which who knows, but I would still want to have a private life outside of what I do. I mean, God, you know, if anybody, Hulk Hogan entertained people for seemingly 30 years. Actually, a little bit more than that. You know, he's entertained you. He was a role model. You know, he was a superhero that personified professional wrestling. He made wrestling. He put it on the map. You know, don't you think he's earned moments of being private with whoever he's with? I mean, God, if anybody, yeah, I would think him. You know? But, who knows? That's just me. That's just my opinions. Anyway, this has gone long enough. I'm gonna go and take a little bit of a break. It's my birthday today. Yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on any other updates that go on with it. Because, like I said, this is stuff we need to talk about. You know, most people that are familiar with Gawker are sick and tired of their shit, and they're just ready for them to go. So, you know, that's me. That's what I think. And, you know, if you agree with me, whatever. If you don't, whatever too, you know. But those are just my thoughts. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later, and I will update more, and, well, see you guys later. Till next time, folks.